and good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to welcome you to this year's Graduation Initiative 2025 convening for Cal State faculty, staff, campus leaders, and friends across the state of California. I'm Chantel Moran, and I honestly cannot believe that I'm here hosting this incredible event. Before we get started, let's find out loud and clear which one of our incredible Cal State campuses are represented today. Anybody here?
Go Dolphins!
Go Wildcats!
Let's go to...
Let's go Pioneers!
Go Dogs!
Let's go Titans, pressed up.
Go Jacks!
Go Bees! Go Golden Eagles!
Go Keel Haulers!
Go Waters, raft up!
Once a Matador, always a Matador.
Go Bronco!
Let's go Hornets. Stingers up.
Go Yotes!
Stay classy, San Diego.
Go Gators! What's up? What's up? Go Mustangs!
Stay true, bleed blue. Go Cougars.
Revolution!
Warriors.
Well, that's just about everybody. Thanks, everyone. Now, if you haven't figured it out by now, I am a student from the CSU system. I attend Cal State San Bernardino, and I am in my last year majoring in sociology and minoring in ethnic studies and in counseling and social change. As happy as I am to be here, I wouldn't be where I am today acquiring skills and experience to change the world without the support of my fellow Yotes, including you, faculty, and staff. From the moment we submit our applications on Cal State Apply to the moment we proudly accept our diplomas, you play a huge role in shaping our college experience and guiding us towards the future and goals we want to achieve by helping us become the best versions of ourselves and live our best lives. And as I can attest, and as you may remember, college is not a walk in the park, but these past 2 years are something we never could have imagined. The COVID-19 pandemic and this challenging time of social upheaval have caught us all off guard. As a country, we're still working out what it means to go back to normal. Our families have faced many challenges, and as students, we've certainly felt the weight. For some of us, money's been tight. For others, grades and units have slipped. And from what my friends and I have witnessed and experienced, stress, isolation, and anxiety have been off the charts. But through the trials and tribulations, you've helped us stay steady and follow through. And today, we have 3 in a course of thousands of students' voices who would like to say thank you. On behalf of my nearly 500,000 fellow students from Humboldt to San Diego and everywhere in between, we intend to show you exactly how you are creating transformational change one student at a time. I'm so happy to introduce 3 examples of faculty, staff, and campus leaders like you who are coming in clutch for each student and recognizing their own unique circumstances to deliver just the right support, resources, and encouragement to move us closer to our goals and to forever change lives, families, and communities. One student, one interaction, one at a time. And over time, it all adds up to transformation. And truly, that's what the California State University is all about. First, I would like to introduce you to Tyrone Toden, who has kept moving forward, inching toward his goal of graduating with a degree from CSU San Marcos after following a path less traveled. After spending time at Palomar Community College and 4 years of honorable service in the U.S. Navy, Tyrone is back at San Marcos. And it was a mysterious course that appeared on his first term schedule that made all the difference in his journey. Let's hear it, Tyrone.
And it's like, wow, Tyrone, like you really have persevered through a lot. I made myself cry thinking about that. Hi, my name is Tyrone Toden. I'm a student veteran here at Cal State San Marcos. I'm originally from San Diego, California. I lived with my mother until she passed away when I was 12 from medical complications. And after that, I moved with my grandparents. At that moment in my life when I had to leave CSUSM after my first year, I was pretty devastated. It was my dream, to once I get out of high school, go to college, earn my degree. Once I entered Palomar College, there was a complication with our transportation because my twin brother actually got in a bad accident in our car. I just thought that I couldn't come to school anymore, so I had to take a break. That is the reason why I joined the Navy. It really helped charge me and helped push me forward in my life, but I did feel like I needed to continue my academic career. So once I got out the Navy, I went back to Palomar for another year just to finish off my associate's degree. The only school that I applied for was Cal State San Marcos because this is truly where I wanted to be, and I banked on that, and I just believed that I would be able to get back in. I looked at my schedule a little bit before the semester started, and I had this TS 250 course. Coming back to a four-year university, I was already feeling a little bit of pressure, wondering, will this extra course kind of take away from other courses I really need to focus on? And I tried to get the course taken off my schedule. I talked to my academic advisor about this course. They told me that it was a transfer success course and it's for student veterans. The biggest blessing for me being back at San Marcos was keeping that course because that's where I met my professor, Professor Damon Stevens. And he has been just a light for me, being back on campus. Just messaging me saying, hey Tyrone, how you doing? How was the break? Or how's the semester going? It really makes me feel that there's somebody that cares about me here on campus. That connection that I built with him being a veteran just like me, also being an African-American male just like me, and being a role model of being a person that works within higher education, and that's exactly what I want to do. Just having him to be able to latch onto has really been an experience that honestly I prayed for but did not know that was going to happen, but it just fell in my lap. It's been really rewarding having him.
We're so happy for you, Tyrone, and we salute you too, Damon. It just took one well-designed course and one caring mentor to help Tyrone reconnect with the campus and with his childhood dreams. Now, he's on track to graduate in 2023 with plans to pursue a master's degree and become an academic advisor. Best wishes to you, Tyrone. From San Marcos, let's head north to Chico State to catch up with Logan Lee. Logan is from Sacramento's Hmong community, many of whom fled to America to escape persecution during the Vietnam War. As a first-generation college student from a traditional Asian household, Logan struggled to welcome his gay identity, find a sense of well-being, and build up the courage to ask for help. But once he reached out, he found that Chico State staff were more than ready to provide their support.
My name is Logan Lee. I am a fourth year studying agriculture science and education here at Chico. I'm a first-generation student and I come from a large family. I'm the baby of 7, so I have 6 older siblings. I became a commuter with my sister from Oroville. Every day by 7 o'clock I would be here on campus, and most of our things on campus aren't open yet besides the gym, so it really made me feel lonely during certain times of just prolonging waiting throughout the day. It was during that time where I was trying to find who I was. Growing up in an Asian household, it's not really talked upon about folks who are part of the LGBTQ community. So I didn't really feel that I had like anyone to lean on or someone who's in a similar situation. The first person that I would say would be my mentor would be Yamile from the Cross Culture Leadership Center. We met each other at our Diversity Summit. That's where I began my journey of accepting who I was, my sexuality. We got to be vulnerable with one another, share our stories, share our struggles. After meeting Yamile, I was able to meet Mariana from the Star Center. Mariana really helped me because she understood where I was coming from. Being a student of color, what it felt like to be in agriculture, understanding the situations of how we have to code switch when learning to navigate with crowds who don't look like you. She kind of became my therapist in a sense. Fast forward a little bit, the pandemic happened. I was honored to serve as the Commissioner of Diversity Affairs. With the pandemic already being a situation where it was already difficult to handle, it was really difficult for me doing that position. We were really stretched thin, ensuring that students who may identify with us are being represented, are being heard, and being listened to throughout the pandemic. That's when I kind of told myself, hey, I need help. I'm too stressed. I need to reach out because if I don't do something, I don't know if I can continue on with going to school. My counselor, Tao, she helped me throughout situations, understanding what it means to be a Hmong student going through there. I'm really grateful for that because if I didn't go through these road blockages, I don't think I would have met these amazing people and learning what it really means to have a support system. Folks who can support me, understand what I'm going through as a first-gen student.
Thank you for sharing your story, Logan. The college years are a time for study, yes, but also a time for students to explore, build, stretch, and grow in personal ways. The campus environment and the people who surround us have such an impact on this process and how quickly and confidently we find our true selves. Thanks to his mentors, Logan did just that and became an orientation leader and a campus ambassador with plans to graduate next year. Go Logan! Logan may very well have bumped into the heroine of our next story, Flor Ibarra. Same campus, same major, but a very different journey. The daughter of immigrants from Mexico with 5 younger brothers, Flor was convinced she wasn't college material. Even though she excelled in high school and served as a student leader, she thought the agriculture business was meant for her wealthy neighbors, and big-time imposter syndrome fed her thoughts that she did not deserve a prestigious Chico State scholarship until an advisor convinced her she was worthy of the financial support and so much more.
It was a lot of high pressure for me as first-generation student to be here. I didn't have any mentors before coming here. I didn't know what to expect. My name is Flor Ibarra. I'm majoring in agricultural science and education, and this is my second year at CSU Chico. I grew up in the Bay Area. I am Mexican-American, daughter of 2 immigrants, and sister of 5 younger brothers. When I stepped into campus, being a student with no traditional agriculture background, I was worried that I wouldn't know what I was going to do. I felt that I didn't belong here. Not only not feeling like I didn't belong here, I had imposter syndrome. I reached out to Dr. Henderson, who was also my academic advisor, but also the advisor for Ag Ambassadors. He constantly met with me to help me pick my classes. And I told him that I got a scholarship that covers my tuition. And I told him that there was only 5 students per year that get this scholarship, and I was worried that being one of them, I didn't deserve it. Being first generation, I've never thought that I would get this much support from college, that it would be an opportunity for me. He told me, Flor, you deserve this scholarship and you deserve to be here. No matter how many times I went to his office, he told me the same thing, Flor, you belong here. You're one of us. Dr. Henderson helped me get more involved. I joined clubs. I went to his office for any questions and concerns that I had, and he was there to support me. Since last spring, I haven't had the doubt that I don't belong here. He helped me feel at peace that the decision that I made was the right one. He was there for me to support me in questions, but also made time for me. And that's what I love about the College of Agriculture and professors here at CSU Chico. Because of Dr. Henderson, I feel comfortable as first-generation student here in the College of Agriculture attending higher education.
Congratulations, Flor! In a room full of students, Dr. Henderson took the time to see and hear her, and to gently guide her to a feeling of belonging, ownership, and confidence. Pursuing her love of agriculture, Flor is now looking forward to teaching high school and influencing new generations of leaders, just like Dr. Henderson did for her. While the people, faces, and places may be different, all of these stories carry a common theme: support from people like you. You have what I think is one of the most important and influential jobs in the world: to support students in achieving their dreams. For a lot of us, going to and graduating from college is a dream held by us, our families, and by loved ones. And through the actions you take, like listening and learning more about the students' unique strengths and struggles, you transform our experience and become the helping hand that guides us to the finish line. You make transformational change one student at a time. It's the CSU way. I have a story of my own to share. I came in feeling strong and found just the right people and resources at Cal State San Bernardino to fuel my progress and passions. I am very fortunate that the stars have aligned for me throughout my college experience. Just like Tyrone, I also have a connection to EOP. Amanda Robles connected me with the financial support in college success workshops and inspired me to become active on campus. And like Flor, I had Jesse Felix, my very first instructor of my very first class, and executive director of the San Manuel Student Union, who helped me push past my imposter syndrome and become a student leader. And just like Logan, I had a third crucial supporter as well, my academic advisor, Jessica Davis, who helped me discover a career path I love and hired me as a peer advisor. By listening, connecting, and learning more about me, all of them have sparked a transformation, helping me discover that I'd like to follow in their footsteps and help students on a personal level the way they've helped me. Who knows how many thousands we might reach? Really, I can never thank you enough. Listening, learning, connecting the dots, digging a little deeper, tapping into campus support and resources, this is how you make a real impact. Looking at data also helps us become more informed and aware of the different types of experiences students are having on our campuses. And when we're aware, we can identify common challenges and strategize how to best use our resources to support students all the way to the finish line. Well, the latest data is in, and here to pull apart the challenge for us is our incredible interim chancellor, Jolene Kester.
Thank you so much, Chantal. I wish I could hear the stories of every one of our nearly 500,000 students, because each story is beautifully unique and each one is compelling and inspiring. Each journey is rich with opportunities to grow, persist, and to transform. But while all of the stories' characters, settings, and plot twists may be different, the central theme is a classic. The central theme is about heroes on a campus who take the time to discover a student's unique strengths and challenges, and then together and powered by the student's tenacity, they tear down obstacles blocking the path to limitless success. It's a classic story that I've been telling for years. It started with my own. Ever hear of Plato, Minnesota? It's a small rural town where I was born and raised. And when I say small, I mean no stoplight small. My dad was an auto mechanic, and my mom stayed home with me and my 4 younger siblings. Neither of my parents even finished high school. My mom was forced to quit high school to help on the family farm when one of her older sisters got married. At the time I grew up in Plato, everybody had the same skin color, worshiped the same God, and followed the same small-town norms. Norms that didn't typically include the word college. Norms that didn't really encourage girls like me to consider a future outside of the home, or for that matter, a future outside of Plato. But I was talkative, opinionated, curious. I was inquisitive about why some things happened or other things didn't happen. And I had a strong sense that I was different in some important way, but I really couldn't understand how or why. The people of Plato politely, at least most of the time, tolerated and accepted me. Then came 7th grade. That's when I gained access to new books, ideas, and classes that gave me a rich peek at the outside world. That's when I met my high school speech teacher, Mr. Pickering. Instead of merely tolerating me, Mr. Pickering decided he was going to pay attention to me. And with his support, Well, before long, you couldn't keep me away from the debate team and speech contests and evidently the University of Minnesota, about an hour away. Mr. Pickering introduced me to the university's debate coach, Bernie Brock. Later, I met a wonderful mentor in Ernie Borman, who ultimately became my dissertation advisor. Along the way, both Joe Mestenhauser and Forrest Moore, international education gurus at Minnesota, took me under their wings. I started out as a green and nervous freshman from a town that hadn't really prepared me for new ideas, for life in a city, or for a world of different cultures and points of view. But by looking beyond my insecurity and inexperience and helping me see my own strengths and potential, these mentors, well, there's no other way to say it, they transformed my life. Today, it's my honor to witness that classic story play out daily across the California State University. And it plays out thanks to the nearly 56,000 faculty, staff, and campus leaders who have chosen this noble and impactful profession. Thanks to all of you. I'm decades away from my life in Minnesota, but I'm still that small girl who questions, pushes, and challenges the status quo. And I'm so grateful to have found all of you. This year, you played a central role in helping nearly 110,000 very diverse and talented CSU students across this great state conclude a pivotal chapter in their lives. They earned a bachelor's degree, and they joined the ranks of more than 4 million proud alumni around the globe. These new graduates are well prepared for the next chapter in a life without limits. This represents nearly 23,000 more graduates compared to the 2014-15 academic year, which was the year before the CSU's graduation initiative was launched. As interim chancellor, with nearly 4 decades of experience as an educator and a leader at 2 Cal State campuses, I've been honored, humbled, to watch thousands of dreams come true. But I'm also fortunate to be in the position to understand, to know that we need to advance and support your efforts, and to advocate for the resources you need to do your finest and most transformative work. Our critical resource is data. Thinking back to the students who shared their stories with us today, Tyrone was candid and direct about finding his path through the various stages in his life. Logan opened up about his search for belonging. Flor spoke with courageous honesty about paralyzing imposter syndrome. Just like our students, numbers don't lie. And it's up to us to listen to those numbers. So each year at this convening, we take a deeper look at our collective accomplishments over this past year, and we listen to the data to hone in on solutions for the challenges ahead. Now, let's take a look at the numbers. I'm pleased to begin by sharing that the 4-year graduation rate for first-year students system-wide is now 35%, which is the highest rate in the CSU's history. And it represents a dramatic improvement from the 19% rate, which was ours at the start of the graduation initiative. This represents significant progress toward our 2025 goal of a 40% graduation rate for first-time students. The 6-year graduation rate has remained steady at 62%. It has marked a gradual increase from the 57% rate at the start of the initiative. It's also important to note that several of our universities have already met or surpassed the system-wide 6-year goal of 70%. For community college transfer students, unfortunately, the data this particular year shows a decrease in the 2-year graduation rate to 40%. This reflects a trend both nationally and among California community colleges, which have experienced a significant drop in enrollment and retention during this pandemic. There was a slight increase in the 4-year graduation rate for our transfer students to 80%. Now, to equity gaps. It's clear that the pandemic has had widespread impacts across all walks of life, and especially among historically marginalized communities. Higher education and the CSU were no exception. CSU students and their peers across the nation have had to cope with extraordinary challenges, both on campus and off. As you'll see on the next 2 slides, significant work to close the equity gap remains. The graduation equity gap for Pell recipient students grew slightly this year, and the gap now stands at 11 percentage points. And the overall gap for students of color, or what the state classifies as underrepresented minority students, referred to as URM, that number stayed steady at 12 percentage points. But when we disaggregate the data by race and ethnicity, unfortunately, we see wide disparities in the graduation rates for students from our most marginalized communities. The 6-year graduation rate for Black and African American students was 49%. For Native Americans, it was 51%. For Latinx students, it was 57%. And for Pacific Islanders, it was 49%. Our goal for all students is 70%. So yes, these numbers are troubling, very troubling. More than that, they're heartbreaking for these students and for this university system, and they're frankly unacceptable. I once heard a saying, though, that says, if you want a happy ending, be careful where you close the book. Our classic story is by no means over. Since the launch of the Graduation Initiative 2025, the CSU's intentional strategies and unwavering focus on student success have brought about extraordinarily positive results for students from all backgrounds. This is clear. That's demonstrated. We've celebrated a total of more than 125,000 additional graduates of CSU campuses since the start of the initiatives. Those graduates are now out there powering our workforce and serving our communities. And I firmly believe that our efforts have mitigated some of the damage done by the pandemic. These past 2 years have given us a deeper understanding of the impacts that COVID has had on our students. And yes, we will need to, and we will continue to refine, enhance, and scale effective interventions that are going to address those impacts, because our goal is to support every student and to erase the equity gaps. While we will continue to innovate, assess, and improve, we're not going to abandon the proven fundamental strategies that have brought the CSU and its students so much success. We are ready to meet this challenge. We're never going to give up on our tried and true plot, the classic story, the story of the California State University, the one in which all of our students deserve every opportunity, in which all of our students receive the opportunity to stay in college, earn a degree, and pursue their brightest future for themselves, their families, and the state of California. It's the story of transformational change, one student at a time, and you're a pivotal character. Today, let's write our next chapter. Chantal, I turn it back to you.
Thank you so much, Interim Chancellor Kester. We appreciate your leadership. Now, we have a most esteemed friend of the California State University who would like to share a message with all of us. Governor Gavin Newsom, take it away.
Hey everybody, it's Governor Gavin Newsom here, and you just heard so many incredible stories from students, lived impact of your extraordinary work. And we see that impact every single day on our campuses, but we also see it in the aggregate. You know, nationwide now, 6 of the top 10, you know this, but 6 of the top 10 universities for economic mobility are all CSUs. That's a measure of not only your good work, but of how many students reached the American dream, the California dream. You're the engines of that dream. And that's why this graduation initiative is so critical. Increasing graduation rates and, yes, closing those, well, stubborn equity gaps. Each % of progress translates to thousands of students you've helped to cross the finish line. I'm proud of all of you, and I'm proud to be your partner. And I want to focus just briefly on that partnerships. With this 5-year compact that we just negotiated this year, we're going to accelerate our partnership, accelerate the work we do to advance the graduation initiative and beyond. The compact is an emblem of our shared ownership and shared responsibility. It's the state committing to 5 years of historic public reinvestment, empowering CSU at the same time to deliver real results. Progress we know is hard. It takes resources, time, commitment, and of course, will. It's late nights, and it can be, as you all know better than me, long meetings. Look, I'm grateful for your progress to date, and I'm hopeful for all of the extraordinary progress to come. And more importantly than anything else, again, thank you, gratitude for all the work that you do.
Thank you so much, Governor Newsom, for taking the time for us and showing us just how much our efforts and commitment mean, not only to students and their families, but to the lasting vitality of the state we love. Our students, their families, our university, even the golden state we call home. We've all certainly seen our share of challenges over the past 2 years. But as the stories you heard today illustrate so clearly, the key to success is to never lose sight of our ultimate goals. We can always listen, learn, dig deeper, and break down even the most daunting of challenges, and seek out the resources, people, and data that can power us forward. The students you heard from today are on track for graduation, and with your help, the Cal State community is on track for transformation, one student at a time. To Flor, Tyrone, and Logan, thank you for sharing your inspirational experiences of success. And to all of you, thank you for being here, for the work you do day in, day out, and for the passion you have to support students like us. Have a great weekend, everybody.